The mysterious disappearance of a young Utah mother.
What if the chilling words, "just in case something happens," were a haunting premonition? Susan Powell's eerie last video, Amber Tucuro's disturbing final moments. Both vanish without a trace. These true stories will leave you questioning everything. Don't miss the twists that unfold in these mysterious disappearances. Stay tuned till the end for shocking revelations you won't believe. Susan Powell. July 29, 2008, Susan Powell, a mother of two, recorded a chilling video in her Utah home. She documented all the assets in her house, stating that if something were to happen to her or her family, it was to be a record. "This is me, July 29, 2008, 12:33 Mountain Time," she began, in a calm voice. "Covering all my bases, making sure that if something happens to me or my family or all of us, that our assets are documented. Hope everything works out and we live happily ever after." The video was made on the advice of her attorney, who feared that her husband, Josh Powell, might attempt to sell her assets. The video seemed like a simple precaution. However, as Susan spoke about their strained marriage, it became clear that things had not been peaceful for some time. "This is all stuff bought in a year or less through Home Depot on my credit," Susan mentioned. She also revealed that Josh had been bankrupting things and had broken items in a rage, showing the tension that had been growing in their home. Though Susan had seen a divorce lawyer and had considered leaving Josh, they were still living together in 2009, almost a year and a half after the video was recorded. But on December 6, 2009, everything took a terrifying turn. That morning, Susan went to church with her two boys, Charlie and Braden Powell. After church, a neighbor visited her, leaving the house at around 5:00 p.m. Josh then allegedly took the two boys on a camping trip in the middle of a blizzard, heading to Pony Express Trail. He claimed that Susan stayed home because she was tired. But when Josh returned the next day without Susan, he said she was sleeping when he left, and he had no idea what happened to her. When authorities investigated, they found no signs of foul play inside the home. As the investigation deepened, disturbing evidence surfaced. In Susan's safe deposit box, police found a handwritten will in which she mentioned that Josh had taken out a $1 million life insurance policy on her just weeks before. She had written, "If I die, it may not be an accident." 10 days after Susan vanished, Josh tried to withdraw money from a retirement account. Despite mounting evidence against him, Josh was never formally charged. The investigation took a chilling twist when authorities questioned the two boys. Their statements were contradictory, mentioning things like arriving by airplane at the campsite, making it impossible to rely on their words. Shortly after, Josh and the boys moved to Washington, where police determined that it was unsafe for the children to stay with their father. In February 2012, over 2 years after Susan's disappearance, the case took a tragic turn. A state caseworker brought Charlie and Braden to Josh's house for a supervised visit. But as soon as they arrived, Josh locked the social worker out of the house and set the house on fire, killing both children and himself. The aftermath of this unspeakable crime led authorities to investigate Josh's family, suspecting they might have known more about Susan's disappearance. Despite evidence that Josh's brother, Michael Powell, helped hide Susan's body, the case reached a dead end when Michael also took his own life in 2013. Over a decade later, Susan's father won a lawsuit against Washington State, receiving nearly $100 million for failing to protect his grandchildren. He gave a portion of the money to charity, supporting domestic violence survivors. Susan's story and memory are still honored in Pupe, Washington, where people gather every year to pay their respects. In hindsight, Susan's video, once seen as a precaution, now seems disturbingly prophetic. The chilling words, "I'm recording this just in case something happens," make you wonder if she knew the danger she was in. Despite numerous leads over the years, it's unlikely Susan's remains will ever be found. The mystery surrounding her disappearance continues to haunt everyone who knew her. Amber Tuccaro. In August 2012, Amber Tuccaro, a 20-year-old Canadian First Nations woman from Fort McMurray, Alberta, set off on a short vacation to Edmonton with her 1-year-old son and a female friend. They booked a hotel room for the trip, but Amber, eager to explore the city, decided to hitchhike into town on her own. She was never seen again. When Amber didn't return to the hotel the next day, her friend grew worried and called Amber's mother. The mother immediately contacted the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, and Amber was quickly reported as missing. The investigation into her disappearance took a dark turn when police uncovered phone records showing Amber had received a call from an unidentified man while she was hitchhiking. This was the last time anyone heard from her. The phone call recording, released on August 28, 2012, revealed a conversation between Amber and the man who had picked her up. In the recording, Amber's voice sounded distressed as she asked, "Where are we going?" The man assured her they were headed where she wanted to go, but Amber seemed uneasy, repeatedly questioning the direction. The tension in her voice was clear, and it was evident that she was not convinced by his reassurances. Despite the unsettling nature of the recording, the RCMP didn't begin a full investigation until a month later. Amber's mother, frustrated with the delay, pushed for more action, but authorities dismissed her concerns, suggesting Amber was likely just partying and would return soon. Tragically, on September 1, 2012, Amber's body was found by a group of horseback riders on a rural property near Lug County. The location of her remains added another layer of mystery to the case. The RCMP's handling of the case was criticized, particularly for how Amber's disappearance was initially downplayed. After just 1 month, Amber was taken off the missing persons list based on unconfirmed sightings, which were later proven to be false. By the time she was reinstated on the list, critical evidence had already been destroyed. The hotel property, where Amber had stayed, had been mishandled and cleaned, potentially losing evidence that could have helped solve the case. Over the years, several women came forward, claiming to know the identity of the man in the recording. They all pointed to the same individual, though the RCMP claimed they had looked into him, but did not name him as a person of interest. In a shocking twist, a man later came forward and identified the man in the recording as his father, an American citizen living in Canada without legal standing. The man alleged that his father was responsible for several other mysterious disappearances and deaths in the area. The case remains unsolved, with many questioning the RCMP's initial dismissal of Amber's disappearance and wondering if systemic issues, including racism against Indigenous women, played a role in the lack of urgency in the investigation. The Amber Tuccaro case continues to haunt those who knew her, and while theories continue to emerge, the true circumstances of her death remain a disturbing mystery. The mystery of Susan Powell and Amber Tuccaro doesn't end here. Their stories continue to haunt, leaving us with more questions than answers. Want to dive deeper into bizarre disappearances? Check out our next video. How could someone vanish without a trace? 5 mind-boggling cases. It's packed with spine-chilling cases that'll leave you speechless. Hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a twist. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.